the first day of a ceasefire in the Syrian conflict in observance of the Eid al-Adha holiday went as many observers had expected. It was violated within hours, and both sides blamed each other. The four-day truce, which began Friday with the Muslim holidays, was brokered by the international envoy to Syria and was intended to provide at least a brief respite from the bloody violence, as well as possibly begin a long-term cessation of fighting. Instead, opposition activists said 49 people were killed across the country, the lower daily death toll than "Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased," has become the norm in Syria, including about 10 who died after a car bomb went off in a Damascus neighborhood Friday afternoon. The bomb detonated in the Zuhawar neighborhood, near a vegetable market that had been transformed for the holiday into a playground. At the time of the explosion, the area was crowded with families. Among the dead were several children. Video from the blast's immediate aftermath showed residents searching for bodies amid destroyed building fronts as fires burned in the street. State media said more than 10 people were killed. "Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased." The opposition rebels and the government of President Bashar al-Assad traded blame for the explosion, which seemed to effectively end what was already a shaky ceasefire. Despite pessimism by Lakhdar Brahimi, envoy for the United Nations and Arab League, over his chances for success in brokering the peace in the conflict, he said he still had hope that the four-day truce could lead to a lasting ceasefire. Yet even as Assad's government announced Thursday that it had agreed to a halt in fighting, few believed the truce would succeed. Previous attempts at a ceasefire have "Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased" failed, and violence in Syria has escalated. There was no broad consensus among rebel groups about observing the truce, with some saying they would put up their arms only if regime forces did first, while others said the government needed to release all detainees and withdraw from cities before there could be a ceasefire. In April, Brahimi's predecessor, Kofi Annan, brokered a ceasefire that fell apart within days. Despite clear indications from both sides that they are not interested in dialogue or political transition, international leaders are still pushing for "Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased." Diplomacy. Meanwhile, in the southern province of Daraa, state media reported that rebels detonated a car bomb near a military checkpoint, injuring 11 soldiers. In the Damascus suburb of Harasta, 10 people were killed when the town again came under government shelling, as it has been for several days now, activists said. In the northern city of Merat Numan, which has been the scene of fighting between Free Syrian Army rebels and loyalist forces for more than 2 weeks, government shelling began at 5 a.m. on all parts of the city. "Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased," activist Ahmed Halabi said. As fighting continued in some parts of the country Friday, however, many Syrians took advantage of the relative calm after morning Eid prayers to take to the streets in anti-government demonstrations. Some of the protests were the largest seen in months, as in many parts of the country the armed conflict has over